that, bans do come out. North American region just rid of the pointy-headed Dark Seer, and well, they get rid of the Phoenix as well.
Yeah,
It's
banning out these
interesting.
offlaners, yeah.
We haven't seen Phoenix much, if at all, in America.
Well, she works really well with the Phoenix. I mean, she works really well with the Drow Ranger.
Yes.
Just because the extra precision aura just makes it. Phoenix is not really known for being able to right-click very much, but if you have the precision aura, it helps him. He's a he now, right? I think it was a she.
You said she and he. I'm assuming
I think
you're
Dota
the bird
1.
expert.
It was. I think I think Phoenix was a female in Dota 1, but she's male. He is a male now in Dota 2.
Maybe
I want to say he.
They got the surgery done.
Maybe it's androgynous like Puck.
I think that's the safe bet.
Yeah.
To say it. Okay.
Anyway, Phoenix does really well with the precision aura just because it makes it a lot easier to last hit, harass a little bit, especially when you can trade really well with the zoning support if you can get one of the fire spirits onto him, for example.
Shadow Demon banned out along with the Brood Mama on the side of the Void Boys here, so maybe they're anticipating that it could be a support Leshrac and potential +1 duo with then the Earthshaker being in the off lane. It's going to be very interesting to see. Also worthy to know, I know firsthand, both Fogged and Korok, huge fans of Earthshaker. Whether it's core, whether it's support, they love the hero. They play it very frequently in their pubs. So, you know.
It was this time last year that Korok was lining it up with the Koro Shaker. So.
Yeah. Oh, man, Earthshaker. It's just such a beast. Shame we don't get to see as much anymore. Nonetheless, great hero, almost any role as it is.
Offlane, it's kind of a core. You're not exactly building like Shadowblade, but they weren't even really building Shadowblade then. Korok was always going like Blink into more like supporty items. Not really supporty items, but like aura items or like an Ags. We weren't really seeing like Shadowblades and crits, were we? I didn't think we were.
Shadowblade you mean actually in the competitive games?
Yeah, when they were running Core Shaker last year, I don't think we saw a whole lot of Shadowblade. It was more like an initiator. Like
yeah,
you're gonna
Blink
go
Force. Yeah.
You'd still get Blink Force. So
yeah. No,
that's
but the fact that he built up that XP in those levels so quick, he was just able to kind of ball out of control with it.
It would be nice to see a Shadowblade Earthshaker though.
Well, we'll have to see if we're going to be gifted that opportunity or not. It could be a bunch of different things. Shadow Fiend's still out there. It doesn't really match up well against Queen of Pain in the mid lane, but they can always do Earthshaker to the off lane, Leshrac Disruptor support duo, Gyrocopter safe lane, and then this person could be the mid laner.
They can do Leshrac Disruptor support duo, but I'm not the biggest fan. It's really greedy as a support duo.
I'm just throwing out
You're right, but
options.
that's the thing. They have the options. That's the great part about it, is they are open. It's a pretty greedy support duo, but it does work.
Well, we'll have to see. Like I said, though, I have that inkling that she'll be doing work with Leshrac in the mid lane instead. Now, if that is the case, feelings on the Leshrac Queen of Pain matchup, though?
It's not as bad in the Enigma pickup cups. It's not as bad as you'd think it would be for Leshrac. Usually, I think when we've seen Leshrac Queen of Pain matchups, Leshrac just goes for a lightning build. Almost all the times we see Leshrac meta, he goes for a lightning build anyway. So I think it ends up being okay because you can get a decent amount of harass and last hits off with the lightning build.
So Enigma is going to be the last pick. That means that it's looking like an Earthshaker in that off lane.
I like the Enigma pick here a lot.
And that means Leshrac to the mid. And more than likely Gyrocopter to the safe. Maybe could swap between those two, but more than likely Leshrac in the mid. Now, when Ush did play that Leshrac in the mid lane last time, he was not afraid to rotate. It was a huge signature fight in that particular game where Ush was not afraid to rotate right to the top, and he took over a fight, and it was huge. And look at this. Void Boys, they say, yo, you can play a Puck? We can play a Puck too.
Another really good hero with Drow Ranger. Puck's base damage is already pretty strong, and with the Drow Ranger in lane, it's really easy for the Puck to last hit. And we haven't seen a whole lot of Puck offlane. That's been...
I was just going to say that.
It's been a while because it faded out because it kind of became a thing. And then teams really learned how to deal with it. And it became a bad thing.
Star Ladder Season 11, if I remember, where Puck was being picked, and they're like, what is going on? And
I think it was right after the Ags buff, and everyone was like, oh, we'll run Ags, we'll deal with the BKB heroes, and we'll just do really well with it. And it just always got shut down in lane. Like, you have a good escape mechanism, but it's on a long cooldown early on, and you're like paper early. But I think it can work. If it's going to work, it works with the Drow strat, so you have an extra ability to just kind of run in real fast, get a last hit, back out. Be safe, get a little bit of XP, and then work and get your Blink Dagger earlier than you normally would in that offlane. So,
and an Enigma, which we haven't seen in a while. So let's to roam really fast here.
Exactly, and that's another reason why they were able to pick the Puck, right? Because with the Enigma in the jungle, they're realizing that the Puck is going to have an easier time in the offlane. There's not going to be two supports there to zone you out.
So they're anticipating he should be able to have an easy time, build up that early bits of farm. You could say almost the opposite potentially for NAR in their off-lane get-up.
And Chad's put money into his compendium. He's got the bracers.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it. It's
pretty. Have you seen it in game yet?
I've seen it once,
It
yes.
looks awesome.
I haven't got to cast it yet, so I am percolated and ready for the big black hole. But yeah, laning-wise, though, I'm a bit nervous for the Earthshaker, given that the big pressure that the Void Boys have been able to throw together with that Lion, with that Witch Doctor, having that huge damage bonus from the aura.
The offlaners are really key in this matchup.
Yeah, it really is. MSS definitely stood out last game here. He's going to have to play extra reserved, as we saw on this Earthshaker. Has the benefit, of course, of being able to block out his lane, getting that creep equilibrium, or the creep-equilibrium, I like to say, in his favor. But more than likely, actually, I didn't get confirmation or not. Who is playing that Lesh? Who is it? Show it to me.
It's Ush. Look at you.
Ush. Okay, good.
This is why you're casting America.
Yeah, you know, I just threw it out there, and sometimes it sticks to the wall, sometimes it hits someone else. I don't know. It can be hit or miss. So, all right, beautiful stuff here. Sound of the horn as we get underway. Korok's like, I want a piece of this rune. So does Ush here, but they're trying to secure it. And it looks like NAR will be able to claim this top one.
Oh, man.
And the bottom will go to 747.
I read that. Okay, I'm so used to caring about the bounty rune in my own pubs that when I see both of them pop up, it immediately goes, yes, we got both bounty runes. But they swapped.
No, if they got both, that's the win.
Because we're the observer. We're not playing in this game.
No, we just watch it. If I want to see something, I make a call out there, and they quickly jump to it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
No. But shout-outs, by the way, to...
We're just summoners.
Who is the other? Scriff?
Scriff is observing, yes.
Scriff? Thanks for having me. Yes. Thank you. Good to see you, buddy. That was his mouse wave right there. So as the lanes go in, they're not going to be going with the duel at the bottom. They're doing they're doing the 2-1-2 inside of Void Boys now.
This is good because this lane goes from a loss for the puck to a potential win if they play everything just right.
Yeah, Gyro is not happy with this. He thrives on building up tremendous amounts of farm like we saw in the previous game. Now Korok, it's going to be a bit of a headache for him. So that just kind of says that Void Boys are pretty confident the Lion can kind of get the job done alone with already the big buff he's got. He's clearly working with the creep pull through as it is to make things even easier for him and get it back their way.
They're just right-click harassing as much as they can, and it hurts so much.
But that's the other thing is they didn't move into the jungle. They didn't block camps.
No.
Chad should have an easy breezy time on this Enigma.
I think they're okay with it. I think they almost want that. I think they want Chad to be comfortable in the lane so that they can really focus on winning the top lane. Like obviously it's not good to like have him have free reign, but it's more like, oh, we'll just stay in the jungle and we'll focus on winning the lane against the Gyro. Because if Enigma feels comfortable in the lane, in the jungle, he won't go to help the lane as much. And so maybe they can shut down the Gyro's farm better.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see, though. That could come back to bite him.
We'll see.
Oh,
very quick.
Like the longest glimpse I've ever seen. It's going to pull him back, but he will be able to walk away.
You usually don't even see Glimpse getting casted before level 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's difficult in its own right. The AoE can be pretty dang small, but if you can kind of get in their face, you could send them all the way back into dangerous territory. So it's a bit of a whiff right there. Early Voodoo Restoration pickup for your Witch Doctor. No Maldic aggression quite yet. 2-minute rune. Chad's on it. He got it. And it's going to be... It was a haste rune. Doesn't really benefit too much in the jungle, but hey, he's got a haste rune. Why not try to put it to use?
He might have saved Ush there. I don't know if 747 could have gotten a kill there, but we would have gotten real low.
Yeah.
Actually, he might have been able to. If he could have got a Blink Scream and a right click or two with the Shadow Strike, he probably would have gotten a kill.
How's it looking for this mid lane matchup? 8-3 for the Lesh, 6-3 for Queen of Pain. Relatively close, but obviously Ush now has to dip into his last bit of regen for that salve. And 747, it's the Lightning Storm here. The right clicks come out. He trades the Shadow Strike and will blink away from the attack. So just a nice little trade from both sides. Really hard to say early on, and MSS, he is beaten pretty hard, only has 1 tango left, and he figures he's getting more value out of going all the way back to the fountain, but this was expected.
This is why these dual lanes are so smart. Like, you really don't need anything other than the lane that they have to deal with the Earthshaker, because the Earthshaker thrives on, he gets the XP by blocking the creep wave, not necessarily by being able to get up and survive. Like, he has no escape mechanism. He's a strength hero, but his base HP really isn't anything special. So a dual lane is more than enough to deal with him, because he's going to do his creep blocking shenanigans regardless. Like, there's no way to stop that.
The Drow also went with the early point into that Frost Arrow, you know, just in case there is the opportunity where she can kind of orb walk down the Earthshaker, it's given. Because more often than not, a lot of these Drow Rangers don't level up the Ice Arrow at all or much, maybe just the 1 value point, because more often you're kind of just there to kind of take the objectives, push down structures where the Ice Arrow isn't too valuable. Rather put it into stats, build up that extra bits of damage, and just be that real pain in the butt like you like to do. So do you think that, though, the Void Boys lineup with this Drow, is it that kind of atypical Drow lineup where there could be kind of an expiration time where you really thrive in that 25 to 35-minute period, maybe even a little sooner depending on how it goes, and then their late game is a bit and you could fall victim to the gyro? Is that what?
I think normally with a Drow lineup you think that, but look at the rest of their heroes. They're not very push dependent. I think they're mid-game fight dependent, and maybe they will fall off as we see some action mid.
Oh, they're trying to trade. Oh, nice sidestep from 747, and with that, is the poison going to tick? Nope. He's going to be fine. He will sip that bottle of sweet juice and be able to walk away with his life, but that's still pushing him out from the lane. Look at this. Schwann's like, maybe I can catch him out. Nope. He's got to walk all the way back.
Real low, too, in that engagement as well. He's having to walk his two of their cores having to make the long walk of shame back to the fountain right now.
Yeah, this is tough stuff. They do have the money, of course, to get the TP in return, but it's very apparent that Void Boys have set up these lanes very well.
And that's what they traded, right? They traded being able to shut down these two lanes by letting the Enigma kind of have his way in the jungle. And we'll see if that's... I mean, NAR might be okay with that, honestly, depending on how well Chad how well he plays on his Enigma.
Level 5 at 4 minutes, 30 seconds or so, getting close to 6. This is pretty good, on par. You know, Zai was the one who really set that high standard for your dire Enigma play, getting like, what, level 7 at 5 minutes? I heard a scream, and it was mid lane. Ush, can't even believe it. He's still standing, and he goes right back into the earth. But your first blood is going to be coming out from 747.
Okay.
He's like,
okay, I can know.
He's like a taxidermy right there. But big stuff right there. Props to 747. He's been really kind of giving it to Ush, and, you know, that's something that comes unexpected. So with that, it looks like we have a little bit of a lag, or no, it's an item bug.
That's weird.
So that wasn't part of the maintenance from Valve, apparently.
Oh, yeah. There might be some weird kind of thing going on, because there's sometimes where... Remember that really weird bug when the perk patch first hit where you couldn't buy certain items?
Yes.
That was really strange.
I was one of those people. I was like, I want to get a mango.
I tried to buy a mango, and I couldn't buy a mango. Yeah, it was
I was
really
like,
bad.
This is you're discriminating right now.
Yeah. There's also an issue where Brown on Dire couldn't buy items for a while, or had some issue buying items.
That's just racist. So
that way ended up getting fixed.
Oh, yeah. Well, with that, they're going to wait a moment. It looks like they might have done their quick disconnect, reconnect. They're back in the action here. We get the go-ahead, and it is time to play. So what we just saw, going to paint to control mid lane. The Lesh went down. It's a struggle also is for the gyro in the top lane. Void Boys are really getting a lot out of all of the lanes here. Highest CS, though, is still your Enigma, as expected.
There's a lot of pressure on him.
So,
play well.
He needs to really make this black hole, fancy as it looks, make it work.
Exactly.
Because if it continues to be a bit of a struggle, if it doesn't really amount to a whole lot, this game could be pretty much a script flip from the last one.
This is where I wish I could do my relative CS statistic that I wanted to do, where you standardize all the creeps in the game to the cost of one melee creep. Because he has 41 CS, right? But they're jungle creeps. And we don't know how much he's been farming big creeps versus medium creeps versus small creeps.
Like Broodmother, Broodlings.
Exactly.
Kind of the same thing.
And so you can just standardize the cost of each CS to, 40 gold.
But that's not the case here.
Oh, well. I wanted to do that for so long.
Nope, now you have to cast.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, another rune going to be picked up from your Enigma. This one is going to be a bounty. That means MSS is going to be able to grab a sweet regen here at the bottom. And he's thinking about hanging out this mid lane here, maybe for a potential setup. Not going to be easy, though, against the 747 Queen of Pain. But here's Chad. He's done jungling. He's ready to show us what that cool-looking black hole is going to be all about. Will he get it, though? Oh, glimpse back into a double black hole. Could it be here? It will be! Look at that thing! Glorious as ever. It's going to be on the 2, and... well, there's a shift at the last second. Can they make it to 2 for special? They can. That's what we needed from the Enigma, and exactly he got it done. Well played from Chad.
Great job.
And well set up from Fogged.
Yeah, it was very good. The wonderful thing about the strike here is he knows exactly when to pull them back, because you can just wait for those couple of hits to take, and then you glimpse them right back to the position they were when you cast it.
And it looked like Chad found a nice little corner where he was still hitting the Fog, because Puck's like, oh, look at this. Yeah. It's an easy kill on Disruptor.
Play there.
Yeah, not going to be the case. All right, so that puts NAR ahead 2-1. It definitely gives a bit more of momentum for that top lane. It kind of gets Void Boys on their toes a bit as far as where this Enigma stands, but definitely not out. This isn't really game-breaking for them. They're still getting a lot done in this mid lane, and of course the Drow really getting a lot of work on the bottom.
No, she's doing really well.
What she got right here? Wraith Band early on, and
I'm all about the Wraith Band stacking, man. It's so efficient. You can just sell it whenever you don't need it.
How many Wraith Bands, though?
The standard is like an Aquila and 2 Wraith Bands. Some people don't get the Aquila and get 3, and I think that's fine. You get 3 Wraith Bands or 2 Wraith Bands and an Aquila.
Some people, a.k.a. Mercy, please.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's
Oh,
going
no,
for the
he's
Aquila.
going
He's going to
Aquila.
get the Aquila.
Okay, never
I
mind.
think there's not really much reason to not get Aquila. Is one of the. It's just really good. The only reason Aquila is not broken is because a lot of the agility heroes are having a tough time this patch, just in general.
Yeah.
But 18 damage, the flat mana regen, the armor, you can toggle it to give it to your creeps whenever you want to. It's just a really, really good item. It's like it's like Urn for supports. Like it's very rare nowadays that you do not see a support pick up an Urn. I feel like it's that way for agility heroes picking up a Ring of Aquila if you're a carry.
Here comes a push. Someone in the mid lane. They have some Eidolons out here. Fog's around. And it even had MSS, but it doesn't look like they're going to follow through with anything. They'll look to disperse and head their business back towards the top lane here. So relatively back to our calm. Are we looking on levels? We still need a bit more time. Fly is at level 4. So we still need to get these supports a bit more love in here. There's pretty significant wombo combo factor on NAR as well. Black Hole, Echo Slam, Static Storm. I'm sure
this relatively early rotation walking up to the top lane. They want another double kill if they can catch it.
I mean, obviously he does not like that off lane, so he would love to get some business done elsewhere, and it looks like we could potentially see a bit of a repeat here. Not going to be easy, though.
Yeah, Black Hole's on cooldown, but they have other ways.
Yeah, no one in. They can't see it. Koraki's like, I'm going to act natural. I'm going to try to act natural so that this puck moves forward, but puck has the sentry down. It's cautious play. They have the Witch Doctor back in a safety net position. He'll have the coconut ready to go if the Black Hole comes. But Chad's like, I'm not waiting any longer for this. I'm going to go back to the jungle.
Very good play by Void Boys. Because by playing safely for 20 seconds, they wasted a solid minute total of NAR's time.
Lion is out. He'll back to the bottom lane after putting down the Imba ward on the high ground right there. That's just tremendous. Now, when they push that bottom lane for the tier 1, they'll see if there's any backline rotations coming in or anyone hiding out.
Does Rush randomly hit you when you're trying to put that ward in? Like I usually, I click to the top and go slowly to put it up, but sometimes he still gets angry.
He doesn't care about that. He's like, go for it. I won't touch you.
He still gets angry at me sometimes. I think
don't click on him. You probably
I'm not clicking on him.
Don't get angry at me.
I just don't know why he's so angry.
Yeah, it works for me. I'm pretty positive I can get in there and get it done without him caring.
Maybe it's because I didn't send him a Christmas present last year.
Yeah. Probably not happy about everyone who litters his pit, kills him.
Oh, I sent it to the wrong address because he moved. That's why.
What is it, like 322 Roche Pit Avenue?
I am not certain.
10 minutes in, still relatively quiet game since the big Black Hole movement towards the top here, but they're persistent. Megaponer still hiding out. Fog going to go ahead and plant a ward, and Chad is still ready. And I remember, you know, once you get that Black Hole, you want to use it every time it's up.
You do. The cooldown is insanely long, so you want to take advantage of it when you can.
Otherwise, you're twiddling around and not getting much done. So they're going to use a smoke, head towards the bottom lane.
They're going to find the Drow.
Hey, get over here. They're going to lead in with a Fissure and the Malphus. Splitterf not going to be catching by Ush as he's caught on the other side of the Fissure, but they still will hunt it on down. They're going to even commit the Black Hole for this one, and they get it. Okay, the Sonic Wave flies out, does a little bit of damage. MSS could go down, will go down, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, but it is just the Earthshaker for the Drow. If they get more, it could be a good exchange for them.
I mean,
but
Blink Shadow Strike soon, but I don't think they have the follow-up. I don't think Fly is going to be in position.
Yeah, so that could go top lane. Oh, they might get the puck. I'm assuming it was set up from Fog with the glimpse back. They couldn't quite avoid all that pressure. The Rocket Barrage comes out, and they're going to get 2 across the board.
Man.
Very, very nice. Now, the kill on the bottom could have been done a bit better from NAR, but, you know, obviously you're just kind of getting the Fissure out there to stun him, so that forced Ush into a bit of a bad position. No Splitterf was going to be landing.
Yeah, and solo Black Holes are okay.
Oh, he goes for Power Treads. Somewhat unusual. A lot of Leshes like to go for the Arcane Boots because then they can, you know...
symbol into the Bloodstone,
exactly. Right? But, you know, now he
maybe
feels...
he's not going Bloodstone first.
Maybe
not.
Even
if you're going Octarine, you still want to do the same thing. So maybe he rushes a Yule's or a Glimmer Cape.
Just, I guess, putting more value into maybe having some more life. I'm not too sure.
I think when TC rushed a Glimmer Cape on his Lesh, he still didn't go Treads, did he? He still went Arc Boots.
I'm going to say no. I have a 50% chance of being right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Just pick C, right?
Korok. Level 6 have yet to see the call down unless it was used their top when we didn't quite catch it in the back end of that fight, but he'll just continue to farm on up. Ush, sees pressure. He's going to continue to head north.
I think what the real reason is for the Treads is he's worried about a lot of hate from Void Boys, and he just wants the extra tankiness.
Yeah, that's what I felt as well. Yeah, getting the tankiness certainly helps out because there's tremendous bursts that could be coming their way soon. Lion's going to reach his level 6. Queen of Pain with the Sonic Wave. You don't want to be taken down that quick. Every extra bit of life, you know, that Lesh is in it, can do more damage. He's one of those, heroes similar to like Bristleback. They love long-winded fights, like Necrophos, which, bless him, we don't see him much anymore. But the longer they're in,
Cape killed him.
the longer they're in these fights, they get more and more and more done. So the longer you can survive, hence why getting those Bloodstone and Octarine cores certainly help out because you get more life.
Oh, just the tip.
Oh, this is it. Yeah, Fog. A bit of an early. Oh, he's going to try to get a return kill here. Could potentially get it. He actually goes down, and they're going to be forced to commit the Static Storm ultimate for it. Very interesting. They landed with that glimpse very fast.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd be like, oh, let's see if he runs away. If he tries to run away, I'll pull him back regardless.
He might could have been more patient, but it's just a really good job by Zwan. Zwan, is that the? I haven't even said his name yet. Zwan?
I say Schwan.
Schwan?
I just like throw it out quick so people don't judge me.
Yeah. Schwan. That was really quick and like immediate counterplay for him. So.
I'm probably wrong on that, by the way, but. Yeah. If all else fails, say Lion.
And the Witch Doctor will go down to the gyrocopter here. Puck dodging the lightning with his phase shift. Will it be enough?
Pwned. Korok double kill for your gyrocopter. Ooh, that's not good if you're Void Boys. They started these lane setups very well. They were punishing them both mid and top lane, and look how quickly they've been able to recover.
Man, from Han to Dota, Korok does love his old men and machines, from Dr. Repulsor to gyrocopter.
Jesus. Dr. Repulsor, a.k.a. the Storm Spirit, of course.
He was known for his play on Dr. Repulsor, right? Korok?
Sure.
Okay. If I know more about Han history than you, that's sad, considering I never played. Come on, man.
You say it's sad. I'm sure people won't back you up on that.
Probably not. Probably not.
So 7-3, though. Drow continues to farm up. She's getting pretty beastly down there. So she's now moving towards that Mask of Madness to match up her beautiful cosmetic that she's sporting, working it, taking.
You have to. If you're using the mask, you have to get the Mask of Madness.
It's required. So
because of the special particle effects when you turn it on.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, it's just lost value.
Does it really?
Yeah. When you activate Mask of Madness, you get special.
Well, since we're paused, what's the particle effects?
I think it's just like red glowy shit.
On the eyes, or just in general?
We'll have to wait and see. I don't play Drow very much. I've been playing nothing but support lately.
Look at that. It's like Phantom of the Opera on
personally, I don't like this item just because I think it's well done. I just don't like the color scheme breaking.
It is a lot of contrast.
And see,
it's like elegant blue and then brash red.
I'm apparently the animation's cool too. Like a really kind of twitchy base animation's pretty cool, but I am apparently in the minority. I don't like the Battle Fury for Void. I don't like the Kunkka Shadowblade. I don't like the Mask of Madness for Drow. If it breaks the color,
you don't like the
hero,
Kunkka Shadowblade?
It breaks. He's got no purple on him, and all of a sudden he's got a purple
immersion.
Sword. I am okay. I like sticking to the color scheme.
I think it's kind of neat though that they're trying to incorporate the common items they use onto it.
That's fine. And for most heroes, they just change the color to fit the hero's color scheme.
But then it won't be a Mask of Madness if it's not red. If it's blue, it's like it's an ugly mask.
I think Faceless Void is going to have a Mask of Madness Immortal coming out, and we'll see what color it is.
Oh, weird. Will the mask have eyes?
That's actually weird. I've seen like work in progresses of it. I don't know. It might not have been for Void. It might be for somebody else. We'll see.
We'll give Void a face with the Mask of Madness. That's crazy.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're obviously in a little bit of a pause. There's a packet loss issue on the side of NAR.
He probably spilled them.
As we kind of
they can be kind of clumsy. Their floor is just filled with packets now.
Someone sweep up the packets here. Now, where we are standing in the game.
Pour them back into the computer.
What? Waiting till it settles. Okay, so it's kind of itching down a bit. Same with this net worth graph inching down on the NAR side. Though the top two net worth does still belong to Void Boys. I believe Queen of Pain and Drow still hold those 1-2 positions. They do. Thank you, Scriff. And we still need to see.
He's like Vanna White with these smooth mouse.
Like everything we talk about, he's like right on it. That is a luscious mouse cursor right there, that figure 8. But I want to see 747 start to come off the rails a bit. He's been hanging around his mid lane a little too long. He's level 11, for God's sakes. Level 2 in a Sonic Wave. Let's put it to use. He's again going for the Agnem's Rush,
I mean, if he's getting it this fast, I think it's okay.
Was it okay last game, though? Like, do we feel like it did a lot?
I mean, maybe the Orchid would have actually helped, because that's the whole point. Like, they were getting combo play. Like, they were trying to go for these ganks, and NAR was always there to respond. And maybe if they had something like Orchid to kind of like respond to the responding, I don't know. I'm maybe thinking about this too deep, but yeah, maybe Orchid is better than Axe.
We'll see. All right, mid lane. Shadow Poison will fly on out there onto Ush. Fog there ready as a backup just in case. He does have that glimpse into what you pre-place the Static Storm, I've learned. And this is Disruptor 101. You guys make sure that the glimpse comes in. Don't be afraid to put down that Static Storm just a bit early because then it guarantees the silence. Otherwise, you'll slip up, you'll put a Static Storm down, everyone's going to laugh at you.
Or they'll blink out.
Oh, top lane, call down. As we see, it's going to be a wipe of the floor between the Witch Doctor. They're going to go for the puck next. Speaking of which, there's that Static Storm, Kinetic Field Fissure, and they're going to get a two-man drop. Oh, Korok looking to make it out. How much damage was on that Maldic? It might have been only level 1. He's going to be fine. He'll be healing up. No problem. Whoa, that escalated quickly.
And this, so you can solo take this as the Enigma. That's something we haven't really thought about is Enigma gets a little bit more play with the Solar Crest maybe. Because Enigma's kind of a guy that after he gets like mech, BKB, he doesn't really, there's not really much else for him to get. Did he just miss the conversion on the Eidolons because he got bashed?
I think so.
Oh no.
That's rough.
That is rough.
You're supposed to go in that pit with confidence like you're going to be able to take it out. And now he's like, ugh.
I think he waited a bit too long to convert his last Eidolon.
Oh well. So,
Uh-oh,
jump in. Oh, and overcommitted maybe because Korok's right there. Oh man, oh, and the cherry on top from MSS just to make sure she goes nowhere.
Now you're lucky you got bashed because you were there to put the Maldic on the co-op so you get the kill, and now your team's going to help out.
Calculated.
Sometimes things just fall into your lap.
Good for NAR. Now they're just going to kind of take this party over into the Roche pit. And they're just going to go ahead and have their way with this Aegis here. So very unfortunate. I was making the call for 7 to kind of get to action, but that's not what I was intending.
That was just really unlucky for him. I don't think it was necessarily... Maybe it was a bad decision with the Enigma being completely missing, but... Yeah, you got to make... When you're down this low, you got to go for this plays. Because if you don't try to get those plays, you won't win anyway.
Lesh takes the Aegis, no surprise there.
No. And now they can just group up and just take whatever tower they decide, and it's going to be the bottom one.
Time to take towers. They'll continue to farm it on up here. More pressure now on the Void Boys. They have that lineup that they're supposed to be the ones taking objectives pretty dang fast and pushing on forward here.
Going for the double arcane boots. In other words, I think he just sold it and bought it back.
Nice. She continues to keep that farm going here.
Oh, she actually went for a helm instead of a mask. Lost value.
Take the cosmetic off, lady. Well, gets the Yasha as well, so she hits pretty damn hard, though.
She really does.
Good thing, and she gets that extra bit of tankiness, gets the bonus armor. But, you know, I don't know if it's going to be enough. The drums is going to be the early pickup here. Uh-oh. Pull on back. Call down. A lot of hay. He just like didn't even want to move. He's just like, I accept this. I accept this.
I am at peace with
I have gone too far. This is my mistake, and he will go down. And this is looking like a bit of a run back from the last game. Even though Void Boys had that prominent start, NAR just seemed to find that rhythm, and they're performing like a nice little synth.
Everything's just more smooth, just more crisp from them. The ganks from Narvi tend up going just the way they want them to, and Void Boys, when they try it, they end up getting counter-killed or missing some spells and not being the way they want it to be. So,
with that, it's easy push power here. You got your Eidolons, you got your Edicts, Korok hitting hard, Fog doing his thing with a right click.
No ticket. They glyphed it.
Nicely done. But doesn't really stop them. They've been trying to make a trade and add some pressure at the top. The tier 2 isn't quite low enough yet, but... You know, we'll see how long does that
just let them take it. I think they might.
There's still some still hanging.
There's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah,
this is a very heads-up play from Void Boys here.
It is, but now it's their tier 2, so now they got to be the ones to get all hands on deck
to maybe defend here.
Now, what can they do to make this
really
they're
staying top?
Yeah.
I mean, they both have TPs.
Got the coil, they got the sonic wave. The potential is there.
They probably realize they can't fight into it, so the best way to prevent this tower from going behind is like pushing themselves, right?
Yeah. I mean, their figure, if it's obvious NAR not pulling back, and as I say that, we got the trifecta of TPs going towards the top one. Right in that staircase where it can kind of be hidden. That's a cheeky little play right there, but it looks like Puck is going to be able to step back. Still no blink on this Puck, but what a glimpse. Fissure actually just a tad too early, but it doesn't matter. They will still be able to take down the Puck. It has been a very hard game for Mr. Poner. And Ush trapped out in the mid lane. They will be able to get their own return kill.
Yeah, that's good for Void Boys. They ended up getting that tier 2 tower top. NAR didn't get the tier 2 tower in mid, and they get a pick off on the main core there. Well, actually not the main core, the gyro is, but Lesh, probably the most impactful hero right now for NAR in terms of a core. And yeah, he went for a Yules right after the tread, so that makes sense.
And with that, it also allowed the Queen of Pain to finish out her Agnums.
Yes.
So that's good. I think Ush, just maybe a bit greedy, wanted to see if he can himself finish off a tier 2.
Right.
While the rest of his team pulled back for defense, he thought, yeah, I'll stay here. But he obviously gets punished for it. So now 4-12, still NAR ahead as far as kills. Drow, though, still holding her own as far as top net worth after finishing the Yasha. She's already got about 2,200 gold saved up here. Are we expecting her to just kind of finish out that SMY at this point?
Yeah, I could see it SMY, especially with as much fighting as there's been this game. I don't really see another option besides SMY.
Oh.
Manta doesn't make as much sense.
Smoked up, heading for MSS, but he is going to get caught. Blink in. Nice little blink showing off there from your Lion, and he will indeed go down. 747 gets the follow-up kill with that scream. Fog, are we going to get a glimpse? We certainly are. Is there backup there, though? A TP's coming. Static Storm. Who's going to be here to help on out? It is going to be Korok. Unleashes the rocket barrage, and they get the kill.
This is where Disruptor shines. These fights, these diving into towers, being able to respond and just glimpse right back. You max that skill first, you can catch just about everybody out.
That's good communication.
Making them pay.
For Fog to be like, I'm going in first, I'll be there, I'm going to get the glimpse back, and as he shows up, I'm sure he's like, someone start TPing now, I'm going to get her pulled back, and I'll have this Static Storm ready. Korok is the one to respond, and they're going to get it.
And now they're going to be able to push up here top. The Eidolons and Ush. No, they're going to back off, actually.
Puck now able to throw together the Blink Dagger. This is crucial.
They did need that. See, this is kind of the problem with Puck in the offlane, right? Is he just doesn't really contribute much until he gets that Blink Dagger, and when you throw him in the offlane, it makes it hard for him to catch up and get to that point.
And that way also, she can kind of hang in the back, watch out for that black hole, and then get on the action. But
it was really that first black hole that really set him back, because he was doing so well in lane until that double kill from the Enigma black hole. So
yeah. But, you know, that's on them. It should be expected when you're going to allow Enigma to free farm. You got to keep your eye on the clock to know, okay, the Enigma, it's a good chance he's going to be level 6 at this point. So let's make sure we have something ready, whether that's
he is going for the
board on the side. So
that's an interesting pickup. I'm not sure. Because there's not a whole lot to Manta dodge, right? Because the glimpse is instant. It affecting you is instant, so you can't really mana dodge it. I think it's just he wants to be able to split push a little bit with the illusions, and maybe
Manta split out the Malphus.
There's a little bit of an animation there,
but as it is, yeah, being able to split push, being able to have that extra bit of pressure, and call down, Mr. Witch Doctor. Are you going to be able to get away from this Fly, trying his best, or with the preemptive Voodoo Restoration? Gets the coconut off very nicely between Korok and that one creep. It will eventually bounce out to the south. TPs are starting to come on in. There's going to be the big Sonic Wave. They're able to eliminate Chad before Black Hole will be there. Korok, lots of damage, but the Echo return from Mr. Mojo Storm Stout. He will end up going down, however, and the coil follow-up coming out from Poner. Now Korok able to get the return kill, annihilating the puck. Stack Storm is going to get dropped from Fog to keep him back and zoned out, and now the glimpse as well to keep him away. This is a 2-for-2 split. Void Boys want to get more out of this at this point because they're already trailing, but it looks like NAR will be able to get their clean escape, and Korok will claim his BKB.
That was about as good as it gets initiation-wise for Void Boys, but MSS did a fantastic job of countering with that Echo Slam and Fog, getting a good Static Storm down. He almost caught both the Witch Doctor and the Drow in it, but able to secure his team escaping. Ush with a haster, and we'll see if he can make something out of it.
It was also very good for them to eliminate Chad right away, so there was no black hole. But here we go. Timeout, the Yules, the Earth Split, the Lightning Storm, the kill.
See you later.
Pretty much just crisp, clean execution. Can't say much about it, similar to like your Lina.
Now, what do you think Ush will go here? Now, since he's already got his Yules, do you think he'll go for a Bloodstone this late, or do you think it's straight into an Octarine, or maybe even... So it's obviously going to be Octarine or Bloodstone. Yeah. I was going to make the guess, maybe even Axe, but nah.
We're good with our deduction. Okay, what's that? Oh,
Bloodstone.
Bloodstone.
Yep.
Okay. I was going to say Bloodstone.
I don't think it's too late for a Bloodstone.
No.
They're also getting kills like crazy, so Bloodstone is just an item that...
Get kills.
If you're already snowballing, just go ahead and pick it up.
Gives him life. His death timer goes down. You can suicide.
They know they're going to be splitting up to push soon, so if he dies, he can get the kill.
Oh, Korok, surprise. Hops in with a rocket barrage. Can Fog get close enough, though? That 1,300 blink so far. Oh, he's got the vision with the ward, and he pulls him back into a Static Storm. Oh, no. 747 will be brought down. Korok is godlike on his gyrocopter.
Man, Yanni's showing why he's been around for so long.
Man, these Fog setups have been wonderful. Him and Korok, they just have a untapped chemistry that cannot be denied.
Yep.
There's a nice jump in coming out from the line. And they might be able to get Ush with the setup of the burst. Very nicely done from the Void Boys to get the pick on the Goat Man. Ush will go down.
That was really smart to be heads up enough to be like, okay, 24 minutes, we've seen Ush bottom. He's probably going to get greedy and go for this bounty run. Let's be ready to pick him off when he does.
You take our mid, we'll take yours.
That's very good play from Void Boys. Those are the type of plays you have to make to stay in a game like this.
Yeah, I still think they need more. I feel like the
yes,
drow factor, I mean, look at this. We're getting ready to approach the 25-minute mark. There are tier 2 standing. There's a tier 1 on the bottom as well. There are structures to be taken down. This drow needs to get that backup potential to go in, but it's easier said than done against this NAR lineup. You got that black hole factor. You now have a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. It ain't going to be easy to move as a 5-man squad because this is the anti-5-man team that NAR got. Call down, it's just ridiculous.
Exactly, and that's the... Yeah, you have call down, you have disruptor that if anyone ever tries to run away from the fight, he's pulling right back in. Black hole deals with 5.
All of them.
Yeah, every hero for them works well in a 5-man lineup. Like as a 5-man lineup and versus a 5-man lineup.
It's crazy. I mean, this is the definition of AoE spread team fight action here.
And that's the thing for Void Boys. They don't necessarily have to be doing this fight. Like, they can split push relatively well with Quap moving around, Puck moving around. Same thing with Drow, but like they've been forced into this position because NAR did so well in the early game.
All right. Well, Roche is up, so they move right into it to go at it right here. Uh-oh, but look at Ush.
Caught out again.
Got caught out. And he will go down. I suppose you could say space created for the rest of his team to kind of move into the Roche pit and get it finished here. They have the medallion. It's going down pretty fast here. Do Void Boys have an inkling? It seems like they do. Witch Doctor. Oh, Coconut out. It's going to be able to bounce on the 2 here. They start to spread it away. It will not bounce for that 3rd time. They're making it go. Nice. 2-man stun comes out. MSS makes the committed jump on the Echo Slam over, but coming from above is going to be the Sonic Wave, but Korok is the one to get the kill as he pops his BKB. He's looking to run away. Can they stop him from getting on out here? The orb flies, but they will not commit the jump to it.
Fogged already with that Glimmer Cape, keeping him alive.
Yep. Okay. Stop that rocket! Oh!
Oh, they execute. Oh, okay, never mind. I went on 7 for 7.
All right, so it ends up just being a 1-for-1 trade when it's all said and done. Roche was not taken down, right? No piece. He's still alive. Fogged helping scout it out to see if maybe Void Boys are trying to do anything about it, but they'll continue to hang around this pit while they can. And same with Void Boys here.
Yeah, BKB for Jar Ranger coming up next. That's very smart.
I think NAR need to consider getting a ward near that pit. That would be big. And they look like they just bought some wards, because otherwise they're not going to really see what's coming their way. It looks like they move in. Orb should scout it out. Oh! Oh no, the bashes! Chad's like, I hate you, Roche! Again!
Oh,
He'll be running away.
But was just way too greedy with that.
Oh, we'll shift, but is there a way to get out from this? No, there's not. Split Earth is going to be there regardless. There's no time to get the blink out, and that means the Roche will go down. It will be picked up once again from Ush.
That's just another one of those plays when you're behind and you want to make big plays. You see the Enigma, he's at low health, he just got bashed. He might be in there by himself because he's got the medallion, his Eidolons, let's go in, let's kill him. But it just didn't work out the way he wanted to.
And they're going to relieve the pressure there at the top. It looks like Chad's going to be looking to finish out his BKB. Korok got his Sange and Yasha done. And, yeah, and also the Drow Ranger managed to put together her own BKB. Waiting for that point for Void Boys to really have that drought factor. It just doesn't seem like it's quite there. I mean, is it maybe Void Boys have a bit too much kind of single target of a lineup and it could become a bit difficult? Bloodstone also down
Void
by the way.
Boys, they're just not very beefy, right? Like they just kind of get, if they get initiated upon and Narvi land their spells the way they're supposed to, it's really hard for them to stay alive long enough to pump out the damage from the drow. Like this lineup was kind of like an early game Drow lineup in the fact that it was supposed to really win them their lanes more than it was supposed to really allow them to fight in mid game or push mid game. Like it allows them to do both those things, but not as much as it allowed them to really win the lanes that they wanted to win early.
Now here comes NAR from the north, while Void Boys continue. As you see, Void Boys are just trying their best to slow them down, but the Edict says never, as it's able to clean up at Tier 2. It's actually going to be Korok who does pick it up. He's starting to creep, nipping at the heels of the Drow net worth here. I was going to say, it looks like they're not afraid to keep pushing in. They got a preemptive sentry down just in case, but meanwhile, you see Poner pushing out the mid lane. Not feeling necessary to have to TP back quite yet here.
This is what the Drow enables. Like the puck's hitting for like 150, 175.
Oh, call down. They're looking to go back and behind. They're going to get the glimpse as well here, though he'll go down. And it's going to be an easy Witch Doctor pick. The Tier 3's already dropped, and now they're going for the Rax. Brian, this is crazy. Oh, here comes the Drow. Oh, does not want to commit over for this.
Void Boys, they just don't really have the ability to
buyback. This is
Witch Doctor's coming back. That's
NAR
can still get a Rax and leave before the Witch Doctor
looking to pull away, jump in, stun onto Ush. There is going to be the step of the silence, but the Stack Stormer's right there. Now they still get it off. The black hole flies, but it's canceled immediately. The BKB Mercy Please Drow trying to right-click her way to victory. They are going to be able to bring down Korok. That's a huge bounty, but MSS on the return Echo Slam. He ends up eating the Maldic. They can't finish anyone quite off. Only got the Lion so far, so it means a double kill for the Puck. They're able to hold. They're going to be defending. NAR are going to have to run here, but they can't. It's going to be Poner cleaning up a triple kill for him. Ush. Oh, nice. Two-man Earth Split. The ult flies out. He's able to wipe out one, but now the Drow unleashing that right click. He goes into a self-Yules to try to save himself, but he can't get it. That is the biggest fight for Void Boys thus far, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, I think that actually ends up pretty even across the board. Yes, not Void Boy. It's probably actually worse for Void Boy's chances in the game as a whole. I think that's the smartest team fight they've taken, though, in the fact that the Puck was able to get into the back lines and really disrupt the supports for Narvi from doing what they really needed to do. He ended up getting a triple kill at the end of it.
Oh, good. I need to see this again.
Oh, yeah.
There was just chaos. So they got the stun. There was a jump in, but before the coil or anything could come out, the Static Storm was already there. Sonic Wave 5 does beautiful work. Now the coil goes down, and it also still continues to catch. And
watch how Megapony goes into the back here to take off. He tries to get rid of. He gets rid of the gyrocopter, and then he stays, even though he's away from the fight, to take care of Fog.
Now a great jump in from MSS, but there's obviously no follow-up, and it's not like quite as devastating to finish anyone off. Ush comes back, but most of the damage had already been done. Everything else is on cooldown. So
Megapony gets that cleanup, ends up getting enough damage from the orb and the right click onto the Earthshaker. So he's really the MVP of the fight.
And he's rich. I don't know how much gold he has now, but he made 1,300 bonus gold off this gyrocopter kill alone, but he also walked away with a big triple kill at that. Yeah. You can see Ush was able to, finish off the one, and he'll end up getting finished off thereafter. So, as we go back into the action, Puck, with that lump sum of money, was able to finish off a Sheepstick.
Good. He really needed something of that nature. And it's a little late in the game that a Yules won't be that useful for you, so going something like a Sheep is probably the best decision.
So 13 to 22, or also known as 1-3-2-2.
Yes.
As now NAR, probably not too devastated by that. Obviously, the objective at hand was taking out the racks, which they got. So does that mean they keep pushing while they have this bit of advantage here? They still need about 40 seconds for that precious black hole to be up and the ready, but it doesn't seem to fault them quite a bit. They are feeling pretty confident.
At the end of the day, they lost the team fight, but they took their objective. So.
Yeah. Oh, hey! Oh, man, this Witch Doctor, he had been caught out a lot this game, and he goes down again. It was a dieback for him in the previous fight, so he has no buyback now. And with that, it might be enough for NAR to be like, let's go for it. We don't have to worry about that coconut. We don't have to worry about that death ward. Yep. So let's breach. And they will. They start moving on in. They got that Glimmer Cape help. They got Fog nearby just in case. So, and of course, MSS, which is going to have Echo Slam just about up. It is up and ready to go, but there's going to be the early Hex onto Korok. Two-man stun on the Lion. Very nicely done. He's going to get his own Static Storm here, but there we go. 747 jumps in BKB. They're able to wipe out too quickly. Void Boys able to scurry. NAR out and away from their base. TP to go out from Korok. He's able to make it away to safety, but you cannot say the same for poor little Chad. Now he's like, I'll just get rid of all these trees. He ends up going down. 747 with a double kill. A good fight for Void Boys. This time they don't lose a whole lot inside the base, so it goes very well for them. They get a nice lump sum of money for it, and certainly XP.
Fog, I think, kind of jumped the gun a bit by throwing the Static Storm off on the single hero, because as soon as that happened, Quab was like, oh, I'm free to do some damage, and blinked in, got a three hero Scream of Pain off, and was able to finish off a couple of heroes there. So
yeah, and you know what as well, Lion pretty much committed everything. He already jumped in, he dished out the stun, the Hex, so there wasn't much to stop him from that Static Storm, plus Queen of Pain has a BKB, so she can shrug up the Static Storm as it is. But okay, speaking of which, goes back into a rocket that was just set down. That's a nice little bit of synergy right there, and they're able to finish off the Queen of Pain. Now they look to a Mega Poner. He's going to be able to orb. They're already chasing down where it could go. MSS is right there. Hey, how's it going? Have an Echo Slam. They finish off the little fairy, and with that, they able to get two down all day.
Calm, cool, and collected. They lose that team fight, and some teams might have been like, man, there's no way we should have lost that team fight. We're so far ahead. But NAR instead, they fall back. They get into position to take the next fight, and they're right back to the position they were.
Plus, I'm sure they're like, some of those ults are down. Let's just keep on fighting. We'll go at it again. And with that, they charge right back down this mid lane, and they reassume the position. And it already
force a buyback.
They're like, oh,
without a creep wave, they force the buyback.
Just the presence, and Puck going to be forced to buy back, and NAR like, fair enough, we'll back up, and we could see them end up going back into the farming groove, and yeah, wait for that guy right there, the Roche, to come right back up and claim a new Aegis for a new push. Or get a tier 2 bottom, because why not?
An AC from the Gyro. That's an interesting pickup as like a third item.
That is interesting.
Well, it's one of those things like where they're all, kind of 5-man at this point, right? They're high ground sieging, so the extra bit. And he also needs armor, right? Because this is almost everything that's coming out is physical damage, whether it be, there's the Lion Finger and some of the puck abilities that are, actually, okay, I say it was all physical damage. That's not true at all. They actually have a lot of physical damage from the Drought Aura, though. There's a large amount of physical and magical damage.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to have more armor, and it helps.
If you have the BKB, you kind of complement that with the armor.
Yeah. Some can make the argument that there are better choices out there, but it's on Korok right now, and he feels the AC is best, so he's going to go ahead and make the committed go. And we are in a pause. All right, so maybe more packets have been lost and dropped all over the floor, and they'll look to clean it back up here. So where we stand, 25-16. NAR in still good standing. They've lost a couple of team fights there, but they were still able to follow up with the objectives. Then they pushed down mid. They forced out the buyback then from Puck. And now they look to step back and probably stall out for the Aegis. Once they get this Aegis...
Oh, it's a maximum respawn time, though.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not what you want to see. So we could be waiting a bit.
Is that just an error with the pause, though? Because it doesn't look like it's all the way to the 8-minute mark.
You know what?
Can't tell.
You're right. Yeah, no, that's not 8 minutes yet.
Okay.
We're just about there.
Yeah.
Just about
there. I guess it's just an error with the pause that it shows everything.
Yeah, it's part of that thing again where the pause adds that bit of like a almost grayscale-ish hue that makes the colors just a bit off. But we should expect to see also Void Boys converge towards that area. Once they see NAR kind of pull back, really, what else are they going to be doing? They don't see him in the other lanes. There's no one top.
Yeah, the question is, can Void Boys contest? If they get a good puck initiation.
They certainly have the abilities to do it, Brian. Yeah. They got the Death Ward and
it's the thing. Like, they have the abilities to do it, but they have to get a perfect silence and a perfect Earth Spike and a really well placed Scream of Pain and a Death Ward on top of it to really it's high. It's really difficult to pull off just the way they need to. So. Yeah.
And NAR would have to be pretty careless as well.
Yeah, but I think they have the skill to do it. If you're going to get off, your perfect initiation with those heroes, the best place to do it is the Roche Pit. So.
I also noticed there, I just got a plate mail. He's looking to go for Shivas. Okay, so not rush right into that Octarine core right after completing the Bloodstone and the Euls. He's looking to also improve his own bits of armor, and of course it certainly helps to have that bit of a slow reduction against the Drow, so that's good. What is this? Key player. In the crucial fight, they won in front of the base. 747 did 68% of Void Boy's what? Damage?
4K damage.
4K damage.
He did a lot of your old man eyes. You weren't lying.
I had to. I had to lean so close. I can't see anything. I see you
adjusting your pants while you're leaning over the table.
Well, I don't have a monitor in front of me either, and these ones I have to crank my neck down. So it's this is my option, and I'm making it work as best as said. So, here comes Andre. Any updates? You better hurry up. I'm Andre, the angry admin.
It's so funny because that's not Andre at all.
No, it's not. He's he's
the nicest, a nice guy.
I know, but I'm sure everyone at home sees what he says in these things. He's like, get in the game and play. I don't care if you want water. Play the game. All right, so we are underway indeed. And where we left off, NAR kind of hanging around that Roche pit. The secondary timer should be popping up. Oh, Shiv is actually already complete on us right there, so we'll have it up. What is that timer on Roche?
Yeah, let's see it. It should
Show it to me. Okay.
Yeah,
sure. Not too bad. Minute and 20 seconds or so.
Shorter than average.
I've gotten better about reading that clock.
Yes, I'm actually pretty good at it normally, but there's that one time where I sometimes get confused with the 12 and 11 minute thing because it's a normal clock, but there's only 11 minutes max, so I sometimes subtract inaccurately because I think 12.
I'll say it every game. Why does it have to take so much effort? Just give me the digital rating.
But my immersion, it's got to.
Here we go. Korok looking to move in. Call down is going to be there, but you already see the jump. Puck looking to go to safety, and he can't stop her. So Puck is out. Korok will have a cooldown now on his call down, but nothing too bad.
No.
Nothing too bad.
What do you think is going to be the last item he's going to round this out with?
Well, no early hand with the Dominator, so Satanic doesn't seem to be a potential option. And now it's Void Boys who are lagging. They pause it up, but
I don't think Satanic's the worst idea, especially when you have something like an He's got a lot of survivability now with the BKB and the drum and the AC and the Sanjinyasha, so
could go for his own butterfly as well.
He could get a butterfly. He could just get the MKB, even though there's not a butterfly yet. It just that raw amount of damage. It's one of the better just raw damage items in the game, so it works really well with flat cannon.
Yep. Speaking of butterflies, obviously, Drow Ranger.
Drow does have one. Okay, never mind.
Scriff is trying to tell you.
Thank you, Scriff.
He's like, yeah, there's a Drow here. So, or obviously, MKB. That's probably what he was trying to say from the start.
MKB.
Like, guys, she has a butterfly. He should get an MKB.
Scrubs.
Stupid casters.
Stupid casters. Why are they there?
No, we're not stupid. Thank you. Yes, you are.
Thank you, Scriff.
So, NAR, obviously very patient guys. They've had to deal with their own pauses today and along the way through, so we'll wait it on out a bit. But it's a very crucial time, especially for Void Boys. Let's just kind of...
Mr. Drodo. He's got him a fishy.
He's so derpy looking. Let's go back.
Not as derpy as the Ancient Dragon.
Like, what is at stake again for this series? So, NAR took game number 1. Both these teams had 7 points coming into this. All right, we're still in just the basic qualifier run, not the second phase. Right. But going into second phase, it's only the top 2 who go through. So these 2 teams are tied. One of these teams walk away with the top seeded spot. That means they get to be in the upper part of the bracket of this double elimination bracket, which means they get that second life, whereas the other team has to go to the lower bracket.
They start in the lower bracket, correct.
How important is that?
It's huge because you have 2 chances to lose instead of 1. So you don't really want to throw away a series, but you win 1 series and you're in the grand finals. You're going to TI. So if NAR wins this game, they're 1 game away from making it to TI.
That's true.
So it's very important because, I mean, they might have to play in the wild card game, but at least they'll go. They'll have time to prep. They know they'll be going there. They'll be playing Dota in July, basically.
You're looking to win.
Exactly.
Go all the way.
Exactly. So it's very important to win this game. Void Boys, if they win this game, they'll tie it up at 8 points, and they'll go to tiebreakers to determine who goes into that upper bracket.
And we get to enjoy more Dota tomorrow, everyone.
Yep. Otherwise, we'll only have a best of 3 tomorrow, so we need some tiebreakers.
Yeah. Unless they also do the tiebreakers from Group B.
Right, which may or may not happen. We'll see.
Group B is
being more likely for tiebreakers over there, right?
Yeah, Group B is much more fickle. I mean, we have Mousesports about at the top right now with, I believe, 7 or 8 points or so.
And the open qualifier winners unknown.
Yeah, they look okay, but they did drop a series earlier, 0-2 to Complexity.
Okay.
And Complexity is actually the big team over on Group B.
Complexity's playing really well.
That's right. It's Complexity at the top. Mousesports are the ones kind of like, ooh, we need to make sure we secure it. And that's actually, is that the next series?
I think it may.
The last series we're showing here on Sage is Team Unknown taking on Mousesports.
Ooh, that'll be huge, actually.
That's a big series there. That could determine exactly who will be moving on in that lower seed of Phase 2 or not.
So, yeah, what is going on right now on the other stream is Leviathan versus Not.
So that is an irrelevant game.
Completely irrelevant. Both those teams mathematically eliminated.
Oh, look at this. We have a game again. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so back underway here where we left off. Still got plenty of time for the Roche, but we expect NAR to kind of hang around the area, touching base as far as when that Aegis is going to be back up in the ready. They would love to have that extra bit of security before they try to go for that crushing blow back into the Void Boys base. For Void Boys, they don't want to be too far from it either. One of their best chances is to be able to take an opportune fight where maybe there could be a misstep from NAR, and then they could be on that first step of a, I would imagine, like 3-4 step program to get back into this game.
And as Script just pointed out, no smokes for Void Boys, so they're just going to have to sit on their laurels for a bit, while NAR, they do have some smokes, so if they want to be a bit aggressive.
Are you sure the stat man shouldn't point that out as well?
It's fine.
I'm just being salty.
Oh, Dakota.
They're very close and nearby. Fog still being the one to kind of scout things out here.
Man, these wards freak me out with how they just flop fish all around. They scare me when you go up to them.
Out of the corner of your eye, you really don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, when you pan into it, I'm like, oh, God, what's that? And it's like, oh, that's just the ward.
Pay to win.
It's kind of like how the dragonfly will sometimes confuse you. It'll like fly up and get really close to the screen. Or the pudge bird.
Oh, yeah. The raven thing, whatever it is.
That's freaked me out a couple of times.
You get scared easily.
Is there a visage in this game? Oh, God. No, that's a regular bird.
Okay, here it is. Roche is up, but there goes the orb. Split Earth even already committed onto the Roche. Obviously, this time there will not be the follow-through from Void Boys, but they do something about it?
This is really smart from an RV2, like not putting everyone into the... They don't need everyone in the pit. They can take it with just Korok and Ush.
They're saving their action pack heroes in the back, Chad and MSS. They're ready to jump in.
Like we said before, that's how Void Boys will win the fight, is catching them all clustered together in the Roche pit. That's the only way that Na'Vi really loses that fight.
But look at this. At the same time, there is pressure inside the base. They got to do something. It's go back and defend with someone and be outnumbered, or commit for this final hurrah.
But as we saw pointed out there, they smoked underneath that observer ward. So this is kind of going to be for naught unless Void Boys gets a little... I think, they're really smart about this. They're just backing off.
Best case scenario, NAR get into these woods, notice no one's missing, and then cut up for the Roche instead.
All right.
And it looks like they might do that. Okay, so with that, they actually...
That's kind of a twofer, though, right? Because by smoking, even though they smoked underneath the ward, like, that made Void Boys have to go back to base. So they get what they wanted anyway.
It's perfect. They see the smoke, it works out. They don't see the smoke, it could work out. We could get a big fight, guarantee the Roche and potentially the game. So there it is. Roche going to go down, and I imagine Korok picking it up.
And it will be that Satanic coming up.
Guys, cheese. Who wants the Gouda? Looks like Chad's going to be the one to take it. So they'll grab it up now, and it's time. NAR looking to take the finishing blow with this Aegis advantage against the Void Boys here. Void Boys already trying their best, pushing out that lane in the top all the way as far out as possible here. So now we look to Void Boys in their high ground defense. They actually put up a really good fight, you remember, in that top lane. They actually coming out on top, but the problem is that NAR could just do so much work objective-wise that they just still got what they wanted.
Yeah, Void Boys still playing it relatively smart. They have the puck top split pushing like they had before. TP in hand, going for Octarine. I mean, it might be an Ags.
Got to be careful when you TP in. You get caught with a glimpse, you're not going to be a part of that final defense.
I think it's probably an Ags from the puck. That would make the most sense. Because they've got a couple of BKB carriers.
That's true. Do they have a way to force the snap, though? It's a bit different. Maybe a gust. Shoves him back.
Chest out.
Not going to stop him with a PKB, though. We'll see here. NAR waiting like sharks in water right outside the castle.
Oh, and here's the Ags
Void Boys.
From Fogged. That AoE Doom, as you were saying.
Now your BKB looks like nothing. And if he puts that in a good spot right in the middle, let's say of the racks or the lane, there's really nothing they can do to jump in and commit. Now there is going to be a beautiful two-man stun setup here. Fisher will fly out. The committed jumping comes out from Poner, but he goes into trouble. That Static Storm, you got to remember, with the Ags, they fly on in, but there's going to be no follow-up. There is going to be the beautiful golden black hole. It catches just Mercy Please. Going to get dish out the Manta, but it's not going to be enough. Forced to immediately buy back. But now the glyph comes out. NAR looking to put a lid on this game. Can they get it? But Void Boys with their final hurrah coming in. Oh, Schwad immediately manhandled right there. But here we go, 747. A little tardy to the fight, but the BKB is there. But all the meanwhile, it's Korok cleaning house with that flat cannon. And now, moving on in, the Yule's on up. Sorry, you gotta go. Look at that. Beautiful ending right there. MSS going to finish it off with an emphatic Echo Slam, and the good game well played will be called. NAR take it 2-0 and will be advancing into the upper bracket of the next phase. Void Boys not eliminated. They go down to that lower bracket where each match will be elimination match.
Like we said before, NAR one series away from making it to Seattle.
You're right. Man, they are looking stellar. A lot of people probably had them in their top 3. They lived up to that. But boy, oh boy, I got to say, I was expecting a bit